Using starvation as a method of warfare is explicitly prohibited under Article 54 of Additional Protocol I to the Geneva Conventions and is defined as a war crime under Article 8, 2, b, XXV of the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court. How does this apply to the war in Gaza? The Starvation in Gaza campaign is almost true. You all heard, saw, witnessed the pernicious scam campaign known as Starvation in Gaza. You know the main talking points of all the relevant talking heads. Israel is starving the poor Gazans in order to win a war, and by that commits a war crime. You saw the one photo that was used as proof, although about 99% of you missed the 1.5-inch, page 28 apology some of the media outlets released after learning about the manipulative use of a young sick boy. The facts don't matter to anti-Semites worldwide. Nor do they matter to Western leaders such as the head of the UK Thought Police, Tu-Tir Keir, or the WEF of Canada. Hold on a second. Going to Google to get the name, Mark Carney, and others. The fact that more food and resources go into the Gaza Strip today than before October 7, 2023 doesn't matter to them. The fact that even in the same manipulative photo, the mother appears to be, just like the adults in any of the other 2 or 3 photos, just fine. The multiple recent photos and videos of Hamas terrorists celebrating in the tunnels with more food than a wedding doesn't matter to them. These barbaric, cynical murderers look very fit, while their people apparently starve. The multiple documentations of Hamas brutally robbing much of the aid, their cruel treatment of Gazans who try to get a handful, their attacks on food dispensing stations, none of that matters to them. No, according to Tu-Tir Keir and the other morons, if the starvation doesn't stop, they will recognize the state of Narnia. There is a purposeful starvation in Gaza. The problem is that it's not the fictitious starvation of the Gazans, who get plenty of food. It's the purposeful starvation of the Israeli hostages, in order to win a war. With permission from Eviatar David's family, I'm sharing these photos. As you can see below, from right to left, they shows clearly exactly where the purposeful starvation tactic is being used and by whom. We've all seen this before. We saw a young girl dying in captivity having reached 36 kilogram body weight. We've seen people, like Eli Sharabi and others, who luckily returned home after being systematically starved by Hamas. Anti-Semites ignore this because they don't care for Jews. The hypocritical Starmer and his hypocritical buddies ignore this because many of their voters support Hamas. The only ones using starvation as warfare, thus committing war crimes, are Hamas. They commit those crimes against the hostages, and by that they put pressure on the Israeli government. They commit war crimes against their own people by preventing them access to resources that Israel allows, far more than any army before it, into Gaza. They commit war crimes by denying Gazans access to their shelters. They commit war crimes by not allowing the Red Cross any access to the hostages. They commit war crimes by releasing their psychological warfare hostage videos. Not to mention the multiple war crimes that are part of hiding behind civilian population. So, Keir, Mark, others, you can recognize any fictional state you want. By all means, recognize Tatwan and let Mark Hamill be PM. Hamas does not require your recognition. You are absolutely nothing to them. The day will come, soon enough, judging by your terrible policies at home, when you will be the ones begging for them to recognize your rights in your own countries. When that happens, please don't count on our sympathy. In fact, it should be PM Netanyahu issuing the threats and not you. In fact, we should be saying it very clearly. If the starvation of our hostages doesn't stop right now, if they are not released right now, then Israel will recognize all of the Gaza Strip, as well as all of areas B and C in Judea and Samaria as part and parcel of the state of Israel and annex them. We can go X square kilometer for every day the hostages remain in Gaza, all at once. End the starvation in Gaza, now. If you enjoy reading the Holy Land Dispatch, please consider subscribing for free to receive new posts and support my work.